Good morning, everyone. Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. A little chilly out there this morning. Oh my goodness. Hudson and I are waiting for it to warm up a little bit before we take a walk. So we're playing in the altered book this morning. I've had a lot of fun. We made a double pocket on each side with a very, very fun focal point. So, Brandy, I got your box. I wanted to finish this video before I opened it up because I know I'll be distracted for the rest of the day. And so thank you for that. And, I got some fun little tools from Soaring. Thank you. I'm going to do a little research on those. Those look really, really fun. All right, that's it from me. See you on the table. Here's our project for today. It's 2 pockets, one going up inside here and one going down here. This one has some magic cards in there. We have a beautiful female here with a patch on her eye and a gorgeous woman laying down. I put the image right over the crease. We have acrylic, we have underpants, acrylic, and watercolor and alcohol, paper tape, tacky glue, a little bit of white paint pen, focal points, Mod Podge, Stabilo, of course. All right, that's it. All right, we're getting close to the end of this book. So I'm going to cover 1, 2, 3, and 4 sturdy pages with underpants. Just enjoy the process of putting down Mod Podge and old book text. I'm supporting my book open so that I can work on this page. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But we've never walked away from a challenge, have we, villagers? Not an art challenge, anyway. Living in the solution. I believe art helps us with our daily lives. Living in the solution. So I have underpants on those 2 pages. And I'm going to go ahead and open that up and put underpants on this page and this page. I am not afraid of the pages sticking together a little bit. I call that texture. So I'm just walking forward. I'm going to bring in 2 different colors of art craft paint. The Mod Podge does not have to be dry on the underpants for you to start painting. This is the second 2-page spread. Here's the first, here's the second. And I'm just going to paint that with some of that acrylic paint. Not quite ready to say goodbye to all those underpants because they were pretty yummy. So what I'm going to do is take a piece of paper towel and gently lay that on there. Beautiful. And let that dry. So now I'm going to take, so that's like a lime green. And it's pretty much dry. Now I'm going to go to the other 2-page spread here. This Mod Podge is dry in some sections and not dry in others. And I'm going to put down that Pepto-Bismol pink and paint those 2-page spreads. That 2-page spread, I guess is better English, those 2 pages. Oh, a little bit of green there, that's gorgeous. All right, bring my paper towel back in. Pat it down. And let that dry. Now I'm going to bring a watercolor in. These cute little watercolors were a gift. Aren't they fun? Little magnets. They go in the Altoid can. So we're going to need a fair amount of paint. And I want it to be as juicy as possible. And by juicy, I mean wet. And by juicy, I mean really, really colorful. I don't want pastel. I want a nice, deep, rich watercolor to play with because we're going to be adding some alcohol, 91% alcohol. All right, that looks pretty good. We'll have our alcohol ready. I'm going to paint these 2 pages with the watercolor. I can arrange myself such. You do need plenty of water in that watercolor for the alcohol to react to. And you do need to kind of move fast because you don't want it to dry at all. And of course my book does not want to stay flat. So we are going to have to improvise on that. All right, making that as flat as I can. They're going to drip toward the center. I'm okay with that. Isn't that gorgeous? And you'll see as the watercolor starts to dry, you won't get as much alcohol action. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she says. She loves it. And we will let that dry. Pretty fun, right? Okay, now we're going to go to the other side, which is pink. And I'm going to do the same thing. I have like an olive green here. I use. And I'm just going to mix it right in with the blue that's left over from the other page. So I'm just going to add water to my watercolor and just keep making it nice and juicy and colorful. Okay, I think I've got it nice and wet and nice and deep in color. So I will paint these 2 pages, have my alcohol at the ready. Well, it's not going to be juicy enough, Lori Marie. Better do 1 page at a time. I do not have enough paint to do both sides. And rather than take a break and make some more paint, I am just going to do 1 page. Otherwise, I won't have the water that the alcohol needs to play with. Yum-malicious. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. I'll take a dress like that. Okay, just place in an order for a dress like that. Let me mix up some more watercolor paint. All right, so I've got some more watercolor paint mixed up. Nice and juicy. I just need it for the one page. And while it's nice and wet, we will take our alcohol, fold the page up as much as possible. All right, that is gorgeous. All right, let it dry. Okay, so we've got some beautiful pages here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, hold your breath because we're in for an exciting time. So this is the center page. Okay, so I've got a page on this side, a page on this side, and this is the center page. And I am going to cut it right up to the center. So just glue the flaps down with some tacky glue. That'll be perfect and it'll hold those in place. I did put some clips on them. And here, Handsome Hubby is sleeping. So we are doing the voiceover this morning. Those are the focal points I'm going to use. And here are the flaps or the pockets where I have them clipped down. They are glued down with the tacky glue. Now I'm removing the clips and the pockets are nice and secured. Taking the black soot Distress Ink Dapper. I always forget exactly what it's called. Anyway, I'm going to take a small brush here, avoiding my coffee, and I'm going to dip that into the black soot, and I'm going to paint the edges of those pockets. Now I'm going to take some paper tape or washi tape, depends on what you call it, and I'm going to put it right at the edge of the pocket. This is an upper pocket, and then on the left-hand side is the lower pocket. So I'm just putting the paper tape on that. Now I'm going to put the paper tape on the lower pocket on the left-hand side. Trim off the extra paper tape on all sides. I'm going to go ahead and bring my Stabilo in and go around all the edges of the pages, all the edges of the pockets. You don't have to Stabilo at this point, but it makes me feel better. I'm going to bring in my focal point and give that a thought. It's going to be a challenge to fit that on. It's way too tall and it's also yummy. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it up in hopes that I can figure out a good way to position both pieces on the altered book, because both of these pieces of this focal point are delish. I'm just going to fiddle around with those focal points and see how I can make them fit on the book. She's yummy. Bad glare on that face. Sorry. That's what happens when you try to play at dark o'clock. All right already. Enough playing around with it. Just commit and glue it down. Now remember, we do have some watercolor on that background. So when we glue these pieces on, we need to apply the Mod Podge off the book. So Mod Podge on the back of your piece, and then slide the focal point in where you want it. I want this guy, or this girl actually, inside the pocket. And I'm going to apply this focal point right over the center crease. And up and over the pocket edge. We'll deal with that when it dries. Or, because we can't wait until it dries, I'm going to take my X-Acto and just go along the edge of that pocket. You can wait until it dries, of course. I did not, so I just went in there carefully, ripped it up a little bit, but yep, I am okay with that. Wrapping my Stabilo, I'm going to go around all the edges of the focal points and the ridges on the pockets. Oh my goodness, pretty darn yummy. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, I'm happy with that. Happy, happy girl. I'm going to add some white dots, just a little bit here and there, not a lot. I'm really happy with the way she turned out. So, now it's your turn. Go create, go play, go have fun. I think I might create a little tag to go in the right side, the upper pocket. We shall see. Oh, what the heck, let's do it. I took an old brown paper bag, had some fun writing on it, so I just tore that up. Got some playing cards, Jack, Queen, King, and Ace, and I just ripped the paper to the size of the cards. Since the cards were new, I had to do something to them, so I glued with Mod Podge, I glued the brown paper bag with the fun writing on it onto the back of the cards, all 4 cards. Then I just tore off the brown paper bag so that the edges matched the edges of the card. I grabbed the vintage photo distress ink and I grunged one of the cards up to make it look a little bit older. And the Stabilo, of course, around the edges to grunge it up. But yeah, that was not going to do it. So in comes the sandpaper. Let's really grunge it up. Sandpaper, distress ink, smudge it around. Stabilo, of course. I did Stabilo the back of the cards as well. I'm bringing in the crocodile and I'm putting it on the smallest hole punch, placing all the cards together and placing a hole in all 4 cards at the same time. Now I put it in the install position, grab a small eyelet, put the small eyelet in the hole. Install the eyelet in all 4 cards. Isn't that cool? And here it is, all complete. The cards tucked right into that little pocket. They unfold while staying together with the eyelet. I thought that was pretty fun. Yep, fits into either pocket. Very, very fun. Okay, now it's your turn. Oh, I have a little bottle that I hooked on too. Why not? All right, your turn. Go create. Go play. Go have